Hello, we are back with another video. Before we get into the video, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Now, Cardi B went live to tell and warn the fans that her daughters got them hands. And they will be fighting her ops when she gets older, Akbar, Ckballëd, because they're going to be beefing for life. You know, she was sending a warning that her goons will be checking hoes when they get older.
You never know when them bitches gonna try you when you grow up and shit. Cause you know you in them white good schools, but you know when you outside, I mean, gonna be there for you all the time. And I got some bitches down like, so you know when you 25 and shit, and bitches fuck with me, you know I'm like, yeah, bitch, don't make me bring out my daughter. Which daughter you want? Which daughter? Which daughter? Both my daughters got them hands, and my sons. You understand? Yeah. No, when I'm an old bitch and I can't fight no more, yeah, you got me? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? When I'm like about 60 and I'm talking shit to these bitches, that's when you come in. Alright, bitch. Alright, bitch. Hold on. Culture, come beat this bitch ass. Yeah, she fucking with me. I'm playing bingo. Yeah, I'm at bingo. And this bitch fucking with me. Come over here. And Rick Blossom too. You're gonna jump her ass. Me, you, her, and my cane. What's up? I just got learn boxing classes now.
Now, Cardi B will be receiving 100,000 lashings. Now, can Cardi B fight? For all the shit that she talk, I've never seen her get into a fight. Ain't that weird that somebody that's always talking about violence and fighting and, you know, offing people, they never got into a fight? And I do remember seeing a clip years ago of her getting beat up, but I've never seen her win one. Didn't Ra Ali leave a knot on your big ass forehead? I don't understand why she always talking about fighting people but can't. I've never seen her get in a fight. Even on Love and Hip Hop, she was throwing objects like she threw one at Ckballëd. Let's be very clear. And then on top of that, how ghetto and ratchet is it to, you know, be cursing in front of your daughter? That's one. And then talking about, oh, do you got me? You know, if I don't like one of these B words, you know, you gonna be fighting. Like, that is so ghetto and tacky. I guess your daughter will be seeing a jail cell just like Off the Cheat did. No shade. Now, both Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion received Video Music Award nominations. Lover Girl by Megan Thee Stallion was nominated for Best Hip Hop at the 2026 VMA Awards. And Safe by Cardi B featuring Kehlani was also nominated in the Best Hip Hop category. Runway by Gaga and D0JA was nominated for Best Dance Music Video at the 2026 Video Music Awards. But unfortunately, D0JA Cat wasn't nominated for a single category at the 2026 Video Music Awards. She also was snubbed at the EBT Awards despite performing at the Lauryn Hill tribute. And she released an album, V, last year and several collaborations. So a lot of fans are wondering, why is D0JA Cat being snubbed? Okay, that's what we're going over. Now, the reason why D0JA Cat is being snubbed, one, V flopped. Y'all can say whatever you want about Cardi B, but Cardi B did 199,000 first week. Okay, 0.6. Okay, that was the accurate numbers for her first week sales, which is more than what all the other female rappers are doing, except for obviously Ckballëd. Not only that, unfortunately for D0JA Cat, and I've said this before, I think she has isolated the black audience. That's why the EBT Awards, yes, they used her for the Lauryn Hill tribute because she can sing and rap just like Lauryn, but they did not nominate her because they don't really view D0JA Cat as a black artist like that. She was in them racist chat rooms, and the EBT Awards never had D0JA Cat on the main stage until 2026 when they asked her to do the tribute. For her own music, they paid it dust because she has isolated her core audience, and that's the hip hop audience. She was catering to the white people, catering to the pop people, but she forgot that if you're a rapper, you also have to cater to the black people. And that is why, some black people probably have stopped supporting Doja Cat. Number 3, she only dates white men. White men don't listen to Doja Cat. She only dates white men. Now, she's allowed to date white men. I'm not saying she can't date whoever she don't want to date. But what I'm saying is, she prancing around town with white men that she's dating, white men that, she's sleeping with in the racist chat rooms with. They're not listening to Doja Cat. They're listening to Taylor Swift, Ella Langley, okay, Tim McGraw. They're listening to Morgan Wallen. They ain't listening to no Doja Cat. And if they listen to hip hop, it's probably Eminem or Kendrick. It ain't you, sweetheart. So again, this goes back to isolating your audience. Okay, don't white men that she be prancing around town with, they don't give a fuck about her. That's why, what was the last guy she was seen out with? Joseph Quinn. He dumped her and then went on Raya, the celebrity dating app. And then on top of that, she didn't start working with female rappers until recently. She just did a collaboration with Doja Cat, but she's never done one with Cardi B. She never, did a one-on-one collaboration with Megan. She did one with Megan and Ari, but not with just Megan Thee Stallion or any of the other female rappers. She even turned down Ckminej. So again, it's like, what is her team doing? And then she be on Twitch acting like a streamer. You're an artist. And allegedly, RCA, the colorist, is saying that they're not going to give Doja Cat a push for her next era because they feel like the last 2 eras, V and Scarlet, she wasn't able to outdo Planet Her, and she's a newer artist. You see Olivia Rodrigo and, Sabrina Carpenter, they're able to pull in big numbers every time they drop, right? Doja Cat album, I think it was the Scarlet album, did 72,000. V did 57,000, but Planet Her did 100K. You can't even do 100K first week, and you be making pop music. The pop stars usually be selling. It's not like she strictly do rap. She be always in the pop lane, getting pop radio and payola, but you can't even do 100K first week. Wow. Now, Tyla is getting them Doja Cat allegations. As we know, she was on stream with Kai Cenat a few weeks ago. She didn't want Kai Cenat to touch her. When they was trying to take pictures in the photo booth, she was acting all bougie, and she opened the curtain really quickly, even though you're technically supposed to close it, because she didn't want anybody to think that any funny business was going on between her and Kai Cenat. But she is recently streaming now. I think she did like 2 streams because, that music career is on Flopiana. And now she's not doing that with the white guy she's sitting next to. It's like people are making videos saying with the white guy, she don't mind if the white guy kind of touches her accidentally, but with Kai Cenat, she didn't like it. People are saying that she's in her Doja Cat era and that she only wants white men to touch her, or she only wants to be acknowledged by white men. Let me know how y'all feel about it. Here's my thing. I don't know if I fully believe that, only because I think her ex was black. I think she has an ex, but he like light skin. He's not dark skin like Kai Cenat. So I don't know. Because he is light, you know what I'm saying? Or he's not as dark as Kai Cenat, so maybe Tyla could be a colorist. Fortunately, Tyla also received 0 nominations at the Video Music Awards, which has a lot of the Tigers upset. Now, in my opinion, this goes back to what I said, that, Tyla is building a reputation of being not liked, so they not really fucking with her. You know what I'm saying? She gotta stop acting like an uppity African. No shade. Now, Beyonce fans are saying that there's a smear campaign going against Beyonce, that someone is trying to take the queen down. As we know, 2 videos unfortunately resurfaced onto the internet magically, One of Beyonce saying that she doesn't listen to country music. She doesn't like country music when she was like 19, 20. And then another video of her sitting on this old man's lap, Dan Schneider Jr., while talking to Michael Jackson. Some fans felt like that was inappropriate. But the Beehive is saying someone's trying to take the queen down. Okay, they don't think that this is by accident. They don't think that this is strategic. They think that this is a smear campaign and a hate train is brewing for the queen. Now, let me know how y'all feel about it. In my opinion, I feel like, yes, one of the videos is inappropriate, but Beyonce saying that she doesn't like country music at 19 doesn't really, I feel like it's not really giving that somebody is trying to smear her by, leaking that video. Now, the other video, definitely inappropriate. But again, I feel like if you're going to try to take Beyonce down, you got to come harder. Okay? Like a cheating scandal on Camel Face. That would break the internet. Her saying that she doesn't like country music. I mean, people's opinions could change, especially when it comes to musical tastes. I'm sure what prompted her to do the country album was the fact that she had a country song on Lemonade. And I think it's called Daddy's Girl or whatever. She made like a country-esque type of song. And, the Country Music Awards and a lot of country artists were shading her. So that probably is why she did the country album. I don't really feel like Beyonce really give country like that anyway, even though she's from Texas, because the country album was sounding a lot like R&B. If you really listen to it, it was a lot of R&B and pop. It wasn't really given all the way country. I think she just did that because she was like, I'm about to take all these fucking country awards from you people. Okay, that's basically what it was given. But I feel like if somebody trying to take Beyonce down, you got to come way, way harder. Like an essay lawsuit, which Camel Face beat like a year ago. He beat an essay lawsuit. I feel like this ain't gonna take Beyonce down, in my opinion. You got to come way harder to try to take the queen down. Because she's been in the game for 40 years. This is the best you can do. Now if it was a cheating scandal, right? Or she had a secret child with somebody, that might, really put a dent in her career when it comes to how people perceive her, right? I think she'll still have a fan base, but people definitely would start to look at her sideways, like if she was hoeing around like Ariana Grande. No shade of Queen Ari, but the truth of the truth. The point of the matter is, I feel like this ain't gonna take Beyonce down. These two videos, lukewarm, boring tea. I wasn't impressed, Now, if you get to the nitty gritty stuff, that's when, we got something to talk about. But I don't think they're going to get into the nitty gritty. Now, Vogue posted pictures from Jordyn Woods and Carl Townsend's wedding. And Olandria and Nick were in one of the photos they posted. He's like holding her hand. She's smiling. She did post a few memes on social media. A lot of people are like, oh my goodness, they got back together. Here's my thing with Olandria. I think Olandria is being used. Okay. Nick needs Olandria. Olandria don't need Nick. I think it's obvious. And then I also kind of feel like, well, was it a PR stunt? Because think about it. Y'all just broke up 2 weeks ago. And now all of a sudden y'all magically back together. It could give PR. Like this was planned and this is going to, cause controversy. Now, I'm not saying that Nick and Olandria don't like each other, but I think couples, especially in Hollywood, whether they're reality stars or not, do stuff to keep the general public interested. And I definitely think that Olandria wants to live a low-key life, and it's obvious. Nick needs the Olandria stimulus package to still continue his career, because if he don't have Olandria by his side, he's not going to get the recognition or deals that he's getting now. Nobody will be checking for him, okay? And that's what is really given, in my opinion. I feel like, no shade, Nick's team wants him to continue to be attached to Olandria. And that's what is basically given. No shade. But anyway, I got some very hot tea on Hayden Panettiere. Ariana Grande, what's really going on with her behind the scenes. I got, tea on Perez Hilton. Link will be in the description. And I hope you guys have a great day.